Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm DJ Sixsmith. Welcome to Sit Down. Very special guest today. It's Drew Barrymore. Drew, what's up? How are you?
Hi, DJ. It's really nice to be on your show. By the way, I was looking through your social media, not a stalker, but like you and your lady just have like so much romance. It really gave me life.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been married a year. We just got a puppy. So things are good on my end, and you have a new show. So clearly things are good on your end. What has been the best part of the experience so far?
By the way, puppies are everything. I've been taking care of puppies my entire life, actually since I was like 19. But I've raised so many puppies, and it's just the greatest thing. And the puppy breath, that does not last. So soak it in.
I'm getting all the licks every single day. So that's the way I start my day.
Oh, with those little razor teeth and the delicious breath and oh God, the belly, I can't even handle. Puppies are the greatest thing on planet Earth. The show is going really well. I mean, in some ways, we're like a new puppy, you know? We have been gearing up for the show for well over a year, but obviously launching in this particular year, launching is already full of its challenges. And we've just been really humble and taking note from everything we're supposed to learn and grow from this year, and all the new sort of technologies and innovations that, you know, we should all sort of task ourselves with this year. It's been really an amazing journey. And actually, if anyone ever wants to know what it's like to launch a show, let alone in the year of 2020, we made a documentary called The Making of. It's on our YouTube channel. And it's just you know, for me, I was so fascinated by all that goes into a show like this that I wanted to put it all together so anyone can see it. It's nice to peel back the curtain. I think what happens behind the camera is just as interesting, if not more.
I definitely enjoyed the documentary, and I've enjoyed the show so far. So yeah, you got good stuff going on.
Thank you for taking the time.
Of course. No, it's really interesting to me, and even just where you're at in your career, like you have a certain vulnerability that makes you great for this because you've been through it all. You know how to connect with people. So what's it like to use your life experience and put it all into the show?
Well, first of all, you're so good. You're such a good journalist and such a good interviewer. That just like put me in such an interesting sort of thoughtful space, the way you phrased that question. I hope to keep it just like that, very real, very vulnerable. We all have these extraordinary life experiences, and no one gets by without experiencing trauma and, you know, loss and, you know, the change of behaviors. And we're all kind of growing up together. And I think we all crave community. And I certainly have learned so many of my lessons by following way smarter people than myself. And life is this beautiful journey, and it's full of different chapters. And if you don't love your narrative, don't worry, it can change. And I think that sort of just being really honest about everything that goes on in our life without it being TMI, we all should have a boundary, even in the age of, you know, social media. We should keep some things, you know, held close. But at the same time, I think putting yourself out there in, you know, very appropriate yet vulnerable ways is a very nice thing to do, because it makes everybody not feel like they're the only ones going through it. And that can be in itself very comforting. And I really want this show to be a collective experience. That was always my goal with this show. Let us feel like we're all in on something together.
I mean, you've certainly done that. You had your ex-husband on the show, and that was really interesting. I mean, listen, you're just putting it all out there, but that really helps a lot of people. So what was the craziest part of that experience?
You know, I was happy to see so many people, friends of mine and people on the show, saying, I hope I have that kind of relationship with someone from my past. And that I really loved hearing, because that's exactly how it felt for me. You know, you have this extraordinary chapter with someone, and then you don't see each other for a long time, and you sort of think, how was that allowed to be such a big part of my life at one point, and now I'm supposed to not have a connection to it? So,
bless you.
Isn't sneezing just the scariest thing on planet Earth now? It's so I liked, you know, being able to check in and have peace and goodness with something from our pasts, and to honor it, and to also have a light touch to it. I think, you know, we're very unforgiving with ourselves, and I tend to not look at every life experience as a beautiful lesson that helped form and shape who I was. Sometimes I think, what did I do wrong? What went wrong there? What could I do better? And sometimes we just need to celebrate and acknowledge and have peace and joy with things that have occurred in our lives. It's not like we can change it now. So moving forward, let's embrace it. And I was lucky though, because Tom, you know, he felt the same way. And, you know, the last thing I wanted to do is have some sensationalist experience with him. And by the way, he is an unexpected creature. I think I didn't know what I was exactly stepping into. And it turns out we're both sort of calm and more mature now. And we were just kids then. And it's really nice to just look back at your life with some fondness rather than what happened there. And we tend to look in the rearview mirror sometimes with attention and like what was that? And it's sometimes nice to just think, that was that. How lovely.
I like how you embrace the past, whether it's personal, professional. Like Scream was on CBS yesterday. We got to see you in that, which was so awesome to see, right? And then
so much fun.
Yeah, let's talk about that. And even just like, you know, Adam Sandler's on the show, and you're going back to 50 First Dates, and you've known him for such a long time. So what's it like to just have some fun with some of the stuff you've done in the past?
You know, I think it really happens when you get older. I'm 45 and I'm starting to really be able to have this joy about the things that I've been able to be a part of. And when you're young, you're kind of racing through it. You're trying to like get somewhere, and you're not taking the time to sort of look at the things that you've been a part of. So I think this is just a great time to do that. And I think when you're also like making a show like this, like, how is it personal to you? You know, we are our authentic selves, and we're all trying to live an authentic life. And we should acknowledge and talk about the things that are real to our world and life experiences. And how lucky am I that Adam Sandler is a part of my life experience? I mean, because I fangirl out. It's Adam Sandler. He's done just as much for me on the outside as a viewer and someone who loves comedy as the fact that he's been a real partner in crime for really fun and wonderful things I've gotten so fortunate to be a part of. So I think this show is about being a mood board. You know, we love comedy, we love love, we love cooking and design and, you know, looking at the world. I love news and pop culture, and I need to hear about the good stuff that's happening in the world. I love human interest and seeing what people are up to and bringing goodness to their community and the world. And so really, I want this to be that sort of like spice rack, because variety is the spice of, and we're interested in a lot of different things. People are so multifaceted that I never wanted to do a show that was one note, one thing. I'm certainly not in my life. And I'm ever changing, but I love also self-improvement. You know, I've worked really hard on myself in my life because I was my own parent. So I'm still figuring things out. We will always be students and figuring it out until the very end and then some. So like, let's just look at all of it and try to enjoy it, which is something I write on my arm every day, because we take everything so seriously and things are very heavy. And this is obviously a year that compounds that like no other. So I want to find out the things that help us get to happiness. It can't always be there on tap. It needs work. What is that? How do we get there? It's the best reward at the end of the day, is to truly be happy. And that's also not selfish happiness or putting yourself before everyone else. I'm happiest when everyone else is happy. Now I'm like, good, I can relax. But my goal is to take care of people and sort of promote that. That to me is a great life.
Well, Drew, I love how real you are. I love the range of the show. Thank you so much for taking the time. We'll be watching, and best luck with everything going forward.
Thank you. And I'm so much, I'm so excited to be doing this digital piece with you as well, because something that was really a goal of mine for this show, it is 2020. And I think that digital and broadcast have to be a hybrid, they have to be sort of braided in together, because everybody's watching their stuff in such different ways and on different platforms and at different times. So I'm really excited to get to do this with you. And we work really hard in our digital space to complement the broadcast and vice versa. So thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, Drew.
Thank you.
Have a good one, all right?
You too. And congratulations on your first year of marriage.